Welcome back to the Achilles channel, everyone. Today I just wanted to talk about a few things that have been bothering me. First one is the commercials by the left, put out by the left on the radio. And the way that they're changing the conversation. And it's all directed towards people who really don't pay attention, who really do not understand what's happening at all. But will be swayed to believe what they're hearing on the radio because of the good intentions, the wonderfulness of it. For example, I'm a little frustrated, so bear with me. Planned Parenthood. There's a commercial on the radio talking about how Frank Ginta of New Hampshire voted to defund Planned Parenthood. And they had a woman on there talking about how Planned Parenthood saved her life by finding something in a breast exam that Planned Parenthood does. Planned Parenthood does many wonderful things. But Frank Ginta did not vote to defund Planned Parenthood because of those wonderful things. Frank Ginta voted to defund Planned Parenthood because they do abortions. And the American people do not want government money, taxpayer money, going to fund abortions. It's that simple. And Frank Ginta is voting based on what his constituents want him to do. But see, this commercial, which is changing the conversation, is not telling you that. It's simply telling the useful idiots who will fall for all of these good intentions that Frank Ginta hates women. He hates the poor. That's what they're trying to tell you. This is all about class warfare. We're going to see class warfare in America like we've never seen it before. It's happening now. Obama's talking about it. Obama's talking about, oh, the billionaires and the millionaires need to pay their fair share. Yeah, so what is he going to do? He's going to get rid of the tax deduction for your mortgage, your interest rates on your mortgage. He's going to get rid of that. Boy, do you think that's going to hurt millionaires and billionaires? No. It's going to hurt the middle class, people who own homes. That's who it's going to hurt. This entire thing is designed and to go after the middle class. Designed. The middle class is the target. Get them disenchanted, get them discontent with the system. And how do you do that? You take away their jobs, you outsource their jobs, you create policies which encourage and actually enable corporations to ship our jobs overseas and then say they're not paying enough taxes, then raise taxes, and what happens? They leave the country, more jobs leave the country. All of these things that they're doing are directed and targeted towards the middle class, small business. That's what it's all about. Unions. Unions is another reason why corporations are fleeing this country, because unions are demanding too much. They're demanding too much. On top of regulations and taxes and now unions, that's what they're doing. Now the unions are in the public sector. And they want to talk about collective bargaining rights. You don't have a right to collectively bargain against your neighbor. And that's essentially what you're doing when you're collectively bargaining in the public sector. You understand? Because across the table from the union boss is a politician who gets his funding from the unions. You understand? So all they're doing is money laundering. They're taking money from the hard-working union members and they're funding Democrat policies in order to increase the promises to these union members. They know it's unsustainable and it can't continue, but it matters not. The idea is to collapse the system through unsustainable programs like unions, their benefits, their pensions in the public sector, where the taxpayer has to flip the bill. It doesn't make any sense. It's unsustainable and it is designed to fail. And that's the truth. It is a Ponzi scheme and they're fleecing these people. And the bad thing about it is those people are dependent on that money, on these unions, because they're owed this money. They invested in it. You see that now they've got them trapped. If they go with the unions, it's the end of America as we know it. And that's the truth. The unions are all about worldwide communism, worldwide workers of the world unite. Andy Stern. Good intentions. Everybody hear about that, the regulations they were going to put on the camps in New York if they played frisbee and wiffle ball and dodgeball and all of these things? They decided not to do that. But there was a Republican, a woman, I can't remember her name at this point, in New York who said, you know, besides the fact that they had good intentions, they realized they were overreaching. They didn't realize they were overreaching. Everybody found out about it. It was in the news. People talked about it. And the people went, what? And so they pushed back. The woman who's in charge of that department there said they're going to do it again. It's just, it's not going to, you know, it's going to be broader. But but do you see the fact is that Republican woman who said, you know, they have good intentions. This is not about good intentions. It's about creating regulations to fleece the population. Simple. They create a bureaucracy which needs money and funding. And another thing it does is it gives money to insurance companies because now these camps must get new insurance, more insurance, because what they're doing is deemed dangerous. These people are all for the big corporations, the big insurance companies, these politicians. Everything they're doing is designed to bind you and enrich them. All of them. All of them on the Democratic Party. All of them in the Democratic Party. They are communists. Plain and simple. I'm going to be doing videos, but I'm not going to be doing a lot of them. I'm not going to be focusing all my time right here because it gets too much. But if I find things that I think that need to be said, I'm going to come out and do a video. I feel bad every day that I'm not on here talking, but sometimes it's overwhelming. So I'm going to take little breaks in between each video. But I can't wait to see you again. God bless America.